Today, we are embarking on an epic adventure into the captivating realm of La Niña.
A weather phenomenon that influences the weather pattern across the globe, the polar counterpart of El Nino.
Peel back the layers and its impact on weather patterns.
And uncover how it waves its magic into our environment. Let's dive in!
And explore the wild side of La Niña.
Ready, Mayaw?
Ready! Hi, napakainit. Pero right now, let's talk about the rain. La Niña is a climate pattern characterized by the cooling of surface ocean waters along the tropical west coast of South America. It is considered the counterpart to El Nino, which is marked by the unusually warm ocean temperatures in the equatorial Pacific region. There are actually causes and factors of this La Niña. Sino kayang pwede nating tanungin? PJ? PJ! Ay!
Well, La Niña is caused by a combination of oceanic and atmospheric process, including stronger than average and weaker than average.
So what do you guys think about when you hear the word La Niña? La Niña and El Nino are actually two distinct events. El Nino refers to the above-average sea surface temperatures that periodically develop across the east-central equatorial Pacific. It represents the warm phase of the ENSO cycle. On the other hand, La Niña refers to the periodic cooling of sea surface temperatures across the east-central equatorial Pacific.
When La Niña is in a state of weaker than average, it can have various effects on weather patterns and climate conditions. Here are some deeper insights into what happens during the weaker than average La Niña. First, influence on hurricane seasons. La Niña impacts the hurricane seasons by influencing the development of hurricanes in different ocean basins. During La Niña, there is typically a suppression of hurricane activity in central and eastern Pacific basins, while the Atlantic basins experience enhanced hurricanes activity. This is primarily caused by change in vertical wind shear, which is either enhanced or suppressed hurricane formation sources. Second is the atmospheric circulation changes. During the weaker than average La Niña, the atmospheric circulation pattern in the tropical Pacific Ocean can be disrupted. This disruption can lead to anomalies in the upper level ridge through pattern in the subtropicals, affecting wind pattern and vertical wind shears. These changes can impact hurricane activity in different region sources. Global temperature and precipitation. La Niña can significantly influence global temperature and precipitation patterns. The colder than average sea surface temperature associated with La Niña can lead to change in rainfall patterns, atmospheric circulation, and weather conditions across the globe. Stronger than average La Niña. When La Niña is in a state of stronger than average, it have significant effect on global climate. During a stronger La Niña period, the sea surface temperature across the eastern equatorial part of the central Pacific Ocean will be lower than normal by 3 to 5 degrees Celsius or 5.4 to 9 degrees Fahrenheit. This colder sea surface temperature can persist for longer than 5 months. La Niña can impact weather changes across the globe, affecting Atlantic and Pacific hurricanes differently due to the variation of wind shear and sea surface temperature.
La Niña is associated with various impacts such as increased rainfall in some regions, particularly in the tropical Pacific and the southern United States. This is because unusually strong eastward movement trade winds and ocean currents bring this cold water to the surface, a process known as upwelling. Upwelling can cause a drastic drop in the sea surface temperatures. Even though La Niña is associated with rain, it can actually cause drought in other areas like Australia and Southeast Asia, leading to crop failures and food shortages. So why is this? La Nina is also characterized by higher than normal pressure over the central and eastern Pacific. This results in decreased cloud production and rainfall in that region. Drier than normal conditions are observed along the west coast of tropical South America, the Gulf Coast of the United States, and the Pampas region of the southern South America. The events of La Nina can also change the wind patterns and precipitation globally, affecting weather patterns and extreme events. It can also impact on agriculture, fishing, and other industries with disruptions in crop yields and fish populations. Despite this, La Nina usually has a positive impact on the fishing industry of Western South America. Upwelling brings cold water, nutrient-rich waters to the surface. Nutrient includes plankton eaten by fish and crustaceans, higher level predators including high-value fish species such as bass that prey on the crustaceans. La Nina events sometimes follow El Nino, which occur at irregular intervals of about 2 to 7 years. La Nina events can last between 1 and 3 years, unlike El Nino, which typically lasts no more than a year. La Nina often peak during the northern hemisphere winter, which is typically from December to February. During this peak period, the effects of La Nina, such as cooler sea surface temperatures in the tropical Pacific and associated weather patterns, are most pronounced. The duration and intensity of La Nina events can vary, impacting global weather patterns and climate conditions across different regions. 5 things to know about La Nina. La Nina is part of an important climate phenomena called ENSO, or the El Niño Southern Oscillation. ENSO includes the climate patterns of El Niño, La Nina, and when atmosphere is in a neutral state. La Nina occurs when the waters of the central and equatorial Pacific are cooler than normal. The change in water temperatures impact airflow, strengthening the winds known as the easterlies or the trade winds. A La Nina pattern typically follows an El Nino and usually lasts 9 months. Not all La Nina patterns have the same strength, but they usually develop in the spring, reach peak intensity in the fall, and then dissipate the next spring or early summer. Lastly, a La Nina can mean a more active hurricane season in the Atlantic and a less active season in the Pacific. For Florida, it means a drier and warmer winter, which can sometimes increase the wildfire threat.
So that was it, guys. Now that you know the duration, the causes, and the effects of La Nina, we will now end our video.
Oh, Tobes, wait! Wait lang, Tobes! Did you know that we're experiencing right now is one type of La Nina, or a type of La Nina, which is says by the Philippine Weather State Bureau na we're experiencing 2024 experiencing La Nina on the set of last week of May to June, but their expected is July, August, and September. That's all. Let's dive in
And explore!
the what's
Lala. Sakit. Ay. Be, nawang be. Be. Kiss ang bubo. Peel back the layers and its impact on the